Hey, I'm meteorologist Doug Myers with the latest look at your forecast. And yesterday, well, we had temperatures once again in the triple digits. Relatively cooler out in our eastern communities due to the higher humidity values, where once again it exceeded 120 degrees in a few spots. Not quite as many as what it was on Monday and Sunday. But obviously, you see Lawrence and Holton, Hiawatha, still exceeding 120 with how humid it did get. And it stayed in the triple digits even through 7 o'clock. Now, I do believe that it will be drier today. It won't be dry. We won't have completely dry conditions. It will still be muggy. But relatively speaking, it will be an improvement. Why? Because we get rid of our easterly wind, which was ushering in the humid air mass off to our east, ushering in more of a southwesterly wind. And so there is some drier air out, especially with the western part of our winds today, that will usher in relatively drier air everywhere in northeast Kansas. Now, it might take a little bit longer in extreme northeast Kansas. That's why it has 99 in Hiawatha. They're a little bit cooler just because of the little bit higher humidity. But for most areas, it's going to be a little bit less than what it's been recently. Still humid, still dangerous, but relatively less. Now, the other uncertainty about today, other than the fact that when will we finally get that drop in humidity and how much it will drop, will be the amount of clouds. One of our short-term computer models is indicating generally mostly cloudy skies, a few peaks of sun here and there. Now, this is cloud cover that is coming in from the south, a little bit left over from tropical storm Harold down to the south. And just checking real quick because I forgot to look. Yeah, it has weakened to a tropical depression as of this recording at 3 a.m. So it's a little bit left over from that system. This model, our other short-term pump model, doesn't have quite as thick a cloud cover. So that's why I'm kind of going in between a mix of sun and clouds, whether or not it's partly to mostly cloudy like the first one or this one that shows mostly sunny skies, especially by the afternoon. Let's talk about the humidity. It's still going to be relatively high today, but again, it does come down, and that's going to set us up for a little bit less humidity tomorrow. But remember, the less humidity, the hotter the temperature. You'll see that reflected in the forecast here in a little bit. It does come up a little bit for Friday and Saturday, and then Sunday it does come back down a little bit. So kind of a little bit up and down with our humidity forecast. So how does that translate to the heat index value? I think most spots will be between 105 and 110 today. Yes, there is still that chance that some areas could exceed 110, especially if that humidity doesn't come down. Maybe at most 115 to 120. I really don't think, but obviously we'll continue to monitor it because models have been struggling over the past couple of days, but I really don't think that we will exceed 120 like we've had the past several days. It does get a little bit higher tomorrow just because of the lower humidity and the hotter temperatures, but still going to be enough to have a heat index value roughly about 5 degrees warmer than the temperature. And then it does come back down a little bit as we head into Friday. Still very hot, still very dangerous, but maybe getting less and less on the humidity values exceeding, or the heat index values, I should say, exceeding 120 degrees like it's been doing for the past 3 days. So good news about that. It does cool down for the weekend as we are monitoring a couple rounds of rainfall between Friday night and Sunday night. Now, our European model here through Tuesday shows many spots getting a couple inches worth of rainfall. However, the GFS, not quite as much. So there still remains some uncertainty. Hopefully we can get rain out of this weekend's rainfall because it does look to dry out once again towards the end of August, early September in the extended outlook with a probability of above average temperatures continuing. I will also mention that there is some uncertainty on how cool it does get beginning this weekend and continuing into next week between the two long-range models. So just know that we might have to adjust the temperatures a little bit. But at the very least, we're not talking about triple digits. Yes, we might be talking a few more 90s showing up here in the 8-day forecast than what I have more in the mid to upper 80s Sunday through early next week. There may be a few more 90s, but no triple digits. That I can confidently say at about 80-90% that would be the case. As far as rain impacting your possible outdoor plans, I'm looking more at possibly the evening hours for Friday evening obviously into Friday night, possibly into Saturday morning. And then as we head into late Saturday night into Sunday morning is probably going to be the highest potential that rain could have an impact, a little bit more so on your outdoor plans compared to other portions of the evening or early morning hours between Friday night and Sunday night, Monday morning. But obviously, we'll continue to adjust the timing of this rainfall and the couple rounds of rain that we'll have as we get closer to the weekend. So don't cancel outdoor plans. And so if you do have any, I know we have the Food Truck Festival in Topeka on Sunday. Yeah, there might be rain in the morning, but right now I'm still keeping it dry in the afternoon. Not set in stone by any means, but right now it looks good for it in the afternoon especially. So keep an eye on that just in case that changes. In the meantime, stay cool, stay safe in the extreme heat. Yes, it doesn't get quite as extreme as what it's been recently in most spots, but it's still going to be very hot, and you still want to keep cool and stay safe.